What is up, everybody? Welcome to Dudes of Bet Daily. It's July 20th, 2022. We're going to try and stay hot here. We had a nice winning week, closed it out in style, went from down 5U on Friday to up 3U by the end of the week. That's kind of fun to make that run. It was an enjoyable weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. You and Papa Dude got hot, I'm telling you. And we have no sports today, so we have no Papa Dude pick. So we got to carry the load this today, at least. I think he'll be back tomorrow.
I mean, Jared's mad at that comment. We do have sports because Jared did send one in, and he is staying true to form, and he is going to go back to Europe for a sports play a little bit later today. We'll get into that when we get into our best bets. First off, takeaway from the first week of Saratoga. We have Joel Rosario on top of the jockey trainings. We got Clement Brown, who's doing a wonderful job on the trainer side. What were your early takeaways from the Saratoga meet here?
It was like hit and miss, right? From my standpoint, from a gambling standpoint, at times it's like, wow, that was a good pick, and at times it's like, man, I just don't know what happened. I think my biggest takeaway from gambling was the ones you really thought were going to win, the ones you thought, yeah, this is what I can kind of base a ticket around. They were losing a lot. You were better off trying to pick those 5-6 to 1 shots all week long. As far as how the tracks are playing, I thought the turf course played fairly, even. As far as a dirt course, it seems like you need to be close to the lead. Maybe not right on it, but you can't be closing from too far out of it. It looked like the kickback was pretty significant and really bothered a lot of horses. So that was kind of my early takeaways as far as how the track's playing. And look, it was an exciting weekend. We had a track record, in Diana, and we had a really nice winner in the Sanford. So it was a fun first weekend.
Yeah, I thought you had to respect Brad Cox. Obviously won the Sanford. He's, I think, 3 for 8 so far at Saratoga. So everything he's shipping right now is very live. Clement, 36%, and that's even with some terrible Rosario rides. Rosario leading the meet, even with some terrible Rosario rides. So you got to be impressed by that so far. Flavian Pratt struggling a little bit, just 2 wins in the first weekend. It'll be interesting to see how he bounces back this weekend. One thing that I took away, especially from the turf course, there are some trips, man. Like if you go back watching like the 10 horse in a couple races, the 7 horse in a couple races, if you go back and watch some of the trips that these horses got going 3 or 4 wide, both turns, and then they're wheeling right back and trying to make some type of move around that far turn, it's just impossible. You lost way too much ground. Turns are way too tight. It's significant disadvantage. You actually have a horse who was claimed out of the Linda Rice barn, who was the favorite, Al's Big Something, I think it is, on tomorrow's final race, who was coming back in sub 7 days and was 3 wide on both turns. And the race looks terrible on paper, but when you go back and watch it, it was actually a pretty good effort.
It really, like turf racing, the trips that you get are second to none because, like you said, they're pretty tight turns. And you look at the turf races at Saratoga day in and day out, they're 10 horses, 12 horses, 9 horses. And you're right, you're going to get some tricky ones. I mean, I really think you can go back and look at the Forbidden Apple on Friday and go, holy hell, did horses just get awful set piece? It's just like, where was he the whole way? You didn't even know. So I totally agree. Trips were very odd on some of those turf races. And, Magic is chiming in, and you commented on it. A lot of rain here early in the week, right? So maybe we could see that track change a little bit as far as the dirt course goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It rained this morning. It rained all night. So it rained into the morning. And then I woke up, and I went out for a run this morning, and it was blazing hot and humid. Like I maybe went a mile and was just dripping in sweat. Yep. So really hot day today. It'll be interesting to see how that track plays, how the humidity plays into it. I do think that the main track will be, the turf will be probably fast and firm by the time we get there because it's so hot. It's not going to retain the water very much. The dirt track may actually not be as dusty as it was later last week because we did get some moisture today. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays going into it. I do want to give a shout out to David Aragona, morning line maker at Saratoga. He also put out a video for trips for horses to watch for DRF. Make sure you check that out. It's got Ruse in there. It's got a couple horses from a allowance in there on Thursday. I think he did a great job of kind of showing what to look for when you're looking for some of those trips as well. So make sure you check that out so it can help you kind of play back here at Saratoga. All right, today's card. I think this is one of, I can't believe I'm going to say this, one of the easier Saratoga cards I've seen in a while.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm jinxing the shit out of this one. I don't see a ton of like completely illogical winners, and the fields aren't as big as we saw earlier last week. So I'm not, you don't have those 6 to 1 shot fifth choices that are really logical.
I agree. I feel like you're very straightforward, especially the early part of this thing. I feel like it's very straightforward. There's a few horses that I thought about for this show, and it's just like, I don't think those horses would be above even money, and we don't want to get involved with that. And so I'm with you. The back half, I do think there could be some tricky things happen. We'll kind of see. But listen, we're going to the back half for our picks, so maybe we're the crazy ones here, right? I don't know. I guess it's because that's where the value is on this card today.
Yeah, I mean, you could see around even money shots, maybe sub even money, win the second, the third, and the third leg. The fourth race is a little bit interesting in my mind because I don't like the one horse out of sorts who's your favorite. And there's a ton of speed in there. It sets up well for the 6 horse if he gets the trip, but it's also a horse coming from Parks, not coming from Naira. So it's a little interesting when you're getting 5-2 on one of those horses and whether you really want to bank on that style of horse in that spot. So the early card could get a little tricky, but the fields aren't that big and the favorites seem fairly good. We're not going to say really good. And then there's an interesting maiden special weight as well. I really like the Cox horse who's got Flavian Pratt aboard in that spot. Workouts have been really good. Did you have any interest in the maiden special weight race? I think that's race number 5.
Yeah, talk about race number 5. And yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting race here. It's one of those, I believe it's one of those restricted maiden special weights where you have to have a low purchase price or a homebred, right? Something like that.
This one's open. It's open.
This one is open. Okay.
Open fillies, 83,000 maiden special weight. Only a few horses have started in here. Yeah, the 2 You Glow Girl coming out of the Brad Cox barn. Gervin. We talked a little bit about Gervin on the Magic Mike show. Been one of, if not the hottest first freshman sire here. So Gervin is going to be siring the 2 horse. One of those that you really got to keep an eye out for. Yeah.
So no, and this one is I knew this. So for horses that sold our RNA for $50,000 or less. That's what's
right
for this one. Yeah.
They usually put the little R next to it.
Yeah, they didn't do it this year. Oh, I know. Yeah. See, I had DRF pulled up and then I pulled up time for him, and yeah, that is the condition of the race. The only reason why I thought it was because they usually run special weights for over 100,000 and this one's 83. Yeah. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's a good field of 9. Sorry to trip us up there, but I'm with you. I put the number 2 You Glow Girl on top. Listen, Gervin, the unexpected sire that's doing really well out of the gate, right?
Who knew, right?
Yeah.
Gervin, Good Magic, and Bolt de Oro are the 3 that have killed it so far for this class. And Gervin in there, and Sharp Azteca too. Can't forget him. Gervin and Sharp Azteca, just wild that they're up there.
Sharp Azteca has a crazy good horse in Iowa, actually. Believe it or not, won the Iowa Stakes, beat Open Company. He's really, really good. Anyway, I won't talk about that one, but with Gervin, he's off to a great start. This horse had a really solid workout last time out leading up to this race. And like I said, gets Flavian Pratt aboard. I'm with you. I like that horse a lot. I thought the 3 was an interesting horse as well. Got the start under her belt, and Luis Saez jumps aboard. So I thought that was a really good sign. It was just a 4.5 furlong race. Got beat by one of those Bolt de Oro horses on debut there at Churchill Downs and Bolts and Rainbows. So I think this horse comes back and runs a pretty good race today.
Yeah, I did not use the 3. I'm actually a little scared of the 3 here. I went to the 5 as my other horse I wanted to use. When Irad gets aboard for Serpy, I always take a peek at that horse. And then the workout reports in the 5 are fairly solid, but they don't even cover the bullet work 5 back, 47 and change. So I'm hoping that this 5 has some early speed. As the other horse in my pick 5, early pick 5, this is actually the race I'm going the shortest in because I do have quite a bit of confidence here in the 2. So we'll see how that ends up turning out. Let's move to the later half of the card. We've got a feature race. Neither of us are going to play it. I don't know how much we want to talk about. She's a Mia, pretty heavy favorite, 7-5. I'm guessing she goes off sub even money. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah, it's another one. I have She's a Mia on top. Didn't use it for the sake of this show because, like you said, I don't want to give out a 3-5 shot, and I think that's what she's going to be. This horse has gotten beat by 2 really good horses as far as New York breds go, right? As far as the level that they're running at and kind of the group that runs in this. Sweet Free to Lose, nice horse. Making My Moves, a nice horse. Last time out, I really thought She's a Mia. I'm not going to say she was the best, but she was right up there with them. But Making My Move just got out in front. It didn't stop, and it didn't come back to her at all. Yeah, I like She's a Mia in this spot. I think she's going to run well. I thought the 2 had a shot here. Dufresne, I'm going to play that horse underneath, was 3rd last time out in that She's a Mia race. So a horse that I think, again, will kind of make a nice run late and maybe get up and hit the board at a decent price. But, yeah, She's a Mia for me, top pick. I didn't single, but I got close to singling.
Yeah, I think she's going to be really tough here. I think one of the keys for both Dufresne and Shizamiya coming out of races against holders, now dropping back into just 3-year-olds, that's a big advantage. It's one of the reasons why, you mentioned Sweet Franny Lou. She's actually in the 4th race today, I believe it is, 3rd or 4th race, one of the two. And I think she's got a live shot there at 6-1. That's against the elders again. This, again, just 3-year-olds. It's really a great spot for Shizamiya. Clement's been on fire. Rosario leading the jockey standing. So it makes a ton of sense. Interestingly enough, if you want to play a pick 3 with our best bets, you can. We're bookending this race, so you could play a cold pick 3 here if you want to get a little bit crazy. Before we get into those bets, Jared is going to put in a bet here for the first time on the show. He's going to women's soccer. We've got the Euros right now. The quarterfinals are being hosted in England. That's one of his big angles on this. He likes the English women to get the job done here. Plus 105, playing at home. A massive. If you have never watched the Euros, they are absolutely massive in Europe. It's basically the World Cup for Europe, and everyone goes nuts there. When you're at home, it is a massive edge. Jared's right on that. He's taking plus 105 today. See if we can get a little extra start to the week here, since Papa Dude not throwing in anything in there. Do you watch European women's soccer at all, Aaron?
No, I don't watch World Cup soccer, men's European soccer, men's United States soccer. No, none of it. Never will.
I'm a sucker for the World Cup, and I did bet the men's Euros last time, so I will probably. It's actually kind of fun to bet, and you can get some decent angles in it once you actually understand the teams a little bit. But the World Cup, I'm down with that. I can get involved there. For my best bets, I'm going to take us to the last race at Saratoga, and I actually put this in wrong, so I got to make a quick edit here. I'm going to go to race number 10, and this is a horse that I think is just kind of fitting the right group. We were going second time out. You get Saez aboard. The number 3 horse, Super Quality, here is going to be turf sprinting. This is second off the layoff, second out in the 3-year-old season. Last time out, made the lead, just missed at this $40,000 level. That was at 6 furlongs at Belmont, cutting back to 5.5. I think with the tactical speed, it's going to really help out with Super Quality. We get 7-2 on the morning line, which I really like. The other main competitor here, ironically, is also out of the Weaver barn. That's the 6-horse Blinding Light, who's going to try and be on the lead. I have a feeling Sai is going to be able to sit right behind the 6-horse Blinding Light and get first run. I want to be a little bit off the pace on the turf course right now. I don't want to be on the lead turf sprinting. I don't think there was a wire-to-wire turf sprinting winner. Might be wrong about that, but I can't remember one off the top of my head first weekend at Saratoga. So I'm looking for the horse coming from just off the pace. I'll take Saez, who's ridden very, very well so far at this meet, and hopefully we can get a 7-2 price home here to start out the week and, end the day here and start out the week for Due Bet Daily. I think you're going to get every bit of 7-2 on this horse too.
Well, this is what's interesting. If you remember, I believe it was Saturday, I get my days running together. You gave a horse out, and I had another horse. I had that horse in second and another horse on top that was 8-1, and they ran 1-2. Your horse won. My horse was second. It was almost a photo for the finish. And the same thing happens here. I've got your horse in second. I like the horse that actually the 3 beat last time, which was the 4 Rugged Union, kind of for the same reasons. I think the horse, last time out, set the pace, ran way too fast, faster than the horse has ever run before. I think today you're going to have targets out there for these 2 horses. I think they're going to sit a better trip. I kind of think it's going to be the 3 and the 4 down the lane again. I like I said, I did go with the 4 on top. I think maybe with a little bit different trip, he might get he might be able to beat the 3, have a little bit stronger finish down the lane. Wouldn't be surprised if it's flipped the other way. So, hey, we're going to try it again. That wasn't an official bet with that exacta last week, but I know a lot of people played it after listening. So let's try it again. I've got the 4. He's got the 3. There's the exacta. Last week I paid 16-1. If you played it after, I think it was Saturday. I think that we did that.
Yeah, that was on Saturday. It was the 6-horse, right?
Yeah, O'Toole or O'Trouble or
O'Trouble. Yeah.
And I had the 9 for Rudy. I can't remember the name.
Was on it. I can't remember the name though. They went 1-2 pretty much the whole way around, and then the 3-horse just missed at the wire too, who was in the pick 2. My other horse in the pick 3. So that got a little close. I do kind of like the 7 at a price underneath here. Jose Ortiz picking up the mount for Wayne Catalano. Horse got gelded recently. You got some good workouts. So I wouldn't sleep on the 7 underneath as well. I think that's a decent price in there. All right, Aaron, we're going to jump to the 8th race, the start of this pick 3, if you want to go ice cold here. Tell us a little bit about the 2-horse smash ticket and how the hell this horse is in the Rob Atras barn now.
Here's what happened. I don't know you remember this, but I'm just saying it. If you remember, this horse was entered to run in a stakes at Belmont Park, and you were high on him. And I don't know if you had him single or her, I should say. I don't know if it was like maybe 2 deep or 3 deep, but we both had the horse and we used the horse, right? Scratches out, and we're like, what the hell? Why did she scratch? You said it on Magic Mike yesterday. It was some kind of technicality, right?
Yeah, it was a workers' compensation issue for Fincher. So Fincher didn't have the proper workers' compensation paperwork for NYRA, so he was not allowed to enter or run horses in New York. They scratched this horse at 3 p.m. for a 5 p.m. stakes race. How the hell do you not know that when scratches come out? What, like we're gonna resolve this between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m.? It pissed me off so much because I had this horse on top. I wanted to go too deep in this race, and all of a sudden I had to rejigger all the tickets because of how that fell out.
And a stupid horse ends up winning, and you're left going, "Are you kidding me? Smash Ticket could have won that race." Well, now, why did they change from Finchner? That could be why. Yeah. If it was a trainer error that cost you not to run in a stakes where an idiot horse won, you may have cost this ownership group a stakes win. So anyway, they go to Rob Atras. I don't think that's a bad thing anyway. Like Rob Atras is a guy that wins in bunches up here in New York now, and obviously is going to have success with this horse of this quality. But yeah, Smash Ticket, we kind of thought if maybe we didn't think, well, you maybe thought that the horse would have won that stakes. I thought she easily could get top two. Definitely had her on the ticket. Now we're in an allowance. You look at this field, I mean, it is full of horses that are decent and looking like, hey, we could take a step up here. But I think Smash Ticket at this point is just a little bit better. You go back and look at this horse. I mean, broke the maiden at Del Mar last year, ran third in the Sorrento, was disappointing, but was 6-5 that day. And so people really thought a lot of this horse. Came back at Lone Star to open up the 3-year-old season. She absolutely dominated. I mean, looked fantastic. And like I said, we thought maybe she's got a shot at a stakes. Now she's in an allowance. I venture to say she's in a better barn now than she was in. I love Smash Ticket today. And the final thing is I think drawing the rail is a great thing for this horse because I think she's just going to get out in front of them. And I think that's the strategy we've talked about on the dirt course that you need. I think she just gets out in front and it doesn't take him gate to wire, is right there and bounces in the stretch.
And for people who don't know Todd Fincher, he is a very good trainer in the Texas, Oklahoma world, right? In that small track world, does very well at Sam Houston, very well at Lone Star, not a ton of starters, knows what he's doing. I cannot remember a single horse that broke its maiden at Lone Star that he then shipped to a major track like ran at Lone Star, then he shipped to a major track like Del Mar to break its maiden. He knew what was in this horse, and so he decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and place this horse in a higher priced maiden special weight to break that maiden and then run back into a graded stakes. Him shipping this horse to Del Mar told you that this horse had a ton of talent at 2. And then that win, obviously, at Lone Star, absolutely blowing everybody's doors off on championship weekend down at Lone Star was really impressive. So you had to love that as well. And now you have this situation where you were going to go to Belmont in a stakes race. It just tells you how high Fincher was on that horse.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely liked him. And you're right, Todd Fincher's not bad. I mean, he can jump up and win big races. He won the Remington Park Springboard Mile with Senor Buscador. He's had others as well. So, yeah, I'm with you. But I just kind of feel like, geez, this spot looks too good for this horse. And I think this horse is really the key to the whole pick 4, pick 5 from the late sequence. I think you can buy some other horses in some other legs and go a little deeper and just kind of go skinny with Smash Ticket here.
Yeah, I have Smash Ticket on top. I do have one other must-use all the way to the outside. I like the 9-horse wrong race. I like the 9-horse Mischievous Diana, who I thought ran really well first out first off the layoff, and now you're going to get second out. I think this is your other speed, Mischievous Diane, the 9-horse on the outside for Raymond Handel. Got Dylan Davis back aboard. I'm interested to see who makes the lead here. I think that Smash Ticket may actually try and rate off of the 9. We'll see how that ends up playing because you have the inside and outside. Both are kind of forced to send here. So we'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But like you mentioned earlier, speed been pretty good here early at Saratoga. So definitely horses that you want to be more forwardly placed there on the dirt. All right, so let's recap the plays here for the day before we sign off. Here are the picks. Aaron going to Saratoga, race number 8. The number 2 Smash Ticket, taking 5-2 there. Jared headed over the seas, going to go over to that Women's Euro, the semifinal. England playing at home, taking the plus 105 money, trying to get the job done there. I'm going to head to the 10th race at Saratoga, the finale. Take the number 3 horse at 7-2. Hopefully we can start off the weekend hot. It'd be nice not to be down 5 units on Friday because then we would have been up 8 by Sunday after that roaring comeback. Hopefully we can stay hot. Everyone, good luck today at Saratoga, wherever else you're playing, and we'll see you all week at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific for Dudes Who Bet Daily.